Alright, so before I get into the video today, we all know the current situation that's going on across the world. I don't have much of an outreach. I think I got like 200 subscribers, just over that. But I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to all the nurses, the doctors, everybody working in the medical field right now fighting against this crazy pandemic. My wife is an RN. She's going to work every day. I've been in the military almost 12 years. People tell me all the time, thank you for your service. It's brave what you do. But it's not, what I do is nothing compared to what these medical professionals are doing right now. So if you know anybody who works in the medical field that have to work, who are on the front lines, working in ERs, working in hospitals, working in clinics, give them a call, text them, just tell them that you really are thankful for what they do. We need their morale as high as possible because without those professionals that are doing their jobs, this pandemic, this COVID-19 can spread a lot quicker. So, here in America, across the world, any nurses or doctors, thank you for what you do. I really appreciate it. Now let's get into the video. Alright, so before we get into the main topic of the video, just wanted to give you a quick update of what's going on in the grow tent. If you remember the video I did with the aggressive topping, remember that a lot of these plants are cut down to bare leaves. As you can see, some of them just aren't going to make a recovery, which is fine. You can't expect perfection out of everything you do, but the majority of the plants overall are looking very, very strong. I say it's more of a survival of the fittest, so if these four plants didn't survive, they probably wouldn't have done well outside. So I'm kind of glad I got that out of the way early. I'll just start some new seeds, and get some more going. That's the update for this time, and let's get into the main video. These two plants that you see here, I'm going to be transplanting into double red solo cups. Just a little backstory on these. This was my Pepper Lover Community Pepper in a Can challenge. I started back in November, I think, maybe even October. Pushed out maybe 8 or 10 fruits, really beautiful yellow pequeños, and I want to keep it. And it looks really healthy, and I want to put it outside, and I really don't want to keep it in this can. I want to transplant it into a cup, and then I'll later transfer it into its own bucket or into a raised bed, or perhaps somewhere that I can display it as some type of a decorative plant, because it looks really nice once the fruits start to come out. This here is a red Scotch bonnet, this little hydroponic project I was working on since the fall. As you can see, a big root ball here. Hasn't really done much. I mean, it's still alive, but no flowers, no fruits. So I'm hoping I can transplant this into some soil and I can really get this going, and then I want to move this outside as well. So if you don't know what the double red solo cup method is, essentially it's cutting some holes in the inner cup, filling it with soil, putting the actual plant inside, and the holes in the bottom are going to allow the roots to come grow and reach out of it. And the bottom cup you can fill up with hydroponic nutrients, and you can basically bottom feed your plant. That way it'll keep the top nice and dry. You can avoid a lot of issues like fungus gnats, any other critters that can get on top. I just running out of space in my grow tent, so I decided to transplant these into double red solo cups. So the first plant I'm going to transfer, again, is this yellow pequeño. Beautiful looking plant. And I've never really transplanted from a can into a cup, so I'm hoping I try to be extra careful with this here. I think my best approach is going to be to try to cut down the can. Oh, that's going to be a tough one. Maybe I could poke the side. That is crazy. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this root ball, kind of massage it a bit, get it into this red solo cup, and we're going to go from there. Alright, so here it is post-transfer. As you can see, I got the soil in there, a good amount of perlite for drainage. Looks good. I guess over the next week or two, we're gonna see how much I damaged those roots trying to dig them out. But I think it's gonna be okay, and it's gonna turn into a great plant that I can take outside. That's pretty much how I transferred that one. The next transplant should be a lot easier. This has been solely hydroponic. I started the seeds in the rock wool. It stayed in this little container here all of its life. It's going to be as simple as trying to remove the rock wool and the roots from this little net cup. So I think I might have to cut out the bottom here. So basically this has again, it's not a giant root ball, but if you can see the bottom of the net cup here, is little cross threads that this root ball isn't going to fit through. So I'm going to cut those out because, I mean, these things are cheap anyway. They're like a quarter. But I'm probably not going to reuse it. I tried my hand in hydroponics and it's not really that great. So I'm just going to snip out those. Take that little cross piece out there. And then this should just slide right out. There it is. And then the rock wool I had already cut previously when I started this plant, so you should be able to just wiggle that right out. Take any excess pieces off of it. And I think the rock wool will be okay when I put it in the soil, and it's going to break down with the soil. If you have a little bit left on there, that's fine. I take my red Solo cup, make a hole big enough for these roots to fit in there. Carefully insert it. And then just cover it up with the soil. Since this is a hydroponic plant, it's very important that you water it down really good because it's used to having all water, obviously. So cover it with more soil, add more water. Here, this one is post-transfer, Scotch Bonnet Red. This was a hydroponic plant, so I am not sure how well it's going to do in the soil. I'm going to try to keep it as moist as possible. Obviously, I'll keep you guys updated. So here are the final products of the transfers. Like I say, once the roots start to shoot out of the bottom, I'm going to start to bottom feed them. We are about 6 weeks away until these things can start to move outside and start to harden off. So I'm hoping that these get adapted to the soil real quickly and to the new homes, and they can get outside and really start to thrive. That's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.